with that, I'm going to ask you one that's going to sound like a stupidly simple question, but I don't know that it is anymore. And that is, what is an IoT device? And then I'm sure your answer is going to likely lead into the idea of an IoT ecosystem. So what's an IoT device, guys?
I'll take a first stab, and the first stab would be that an IoT device is a physical device or a service that is controlled remotely via a user interface, whether that be mobile or web, and it does have real-world kind of consequences with cyber-physical systems as an example. But that's kind of, and it's network connected, so it has to be, controllable remotely. So that's kind of my explanation in a nutshell. If it's a device that's has network connectivity that's controlled via an app, to me that's considered IoT.
Yeah, I think it's a very broad term for sure, and I think like Aaron said, it's any device that has connectivity, especially internet connectivity. And I think it's not just a connected device these days, but it's the expansion of what that means, right? And we've all had laptops and mobile phones and computers that would connect to the internet, but the expansion of the type of devices that now connect to the internet is so different. And Aaron touched on those. We talk about sensors and really small compute devices that don't have their own operating systems. They connect differently, and so we need to protect them differently. The security around that is going to be very different. And what we try to do, I guess, is when we look at a connected device, we kind of take that top-down and bottom-up approach to where start from the device itself and how you would secure or connect that device, and then also from your systems itself that are connected to the device, how can we implement security across that? But when it comes to just a connected device, I feel like it's just, anything that's connected, any IoT device is anything that's connected to me.
Yeah, so that's an interesting question. The reason why I said it's become such a difficult question, so you guys might have heard of the IOXT Alliance, right? So this is another alliance that's trying to come up with a framework. And Google actually, for the first devices that were actually, quote unquote, IOXT aligned, or whatever the term they used were for Google Pixel phones. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a second, are we now going to consider a mobile phone an IoT device? And then I had a conversation with one of our clients, with a very high level person in their legal department. They have a huge array of IoT devices, and she defined an IoT device as per the California SB 327 guidance. And she basically said anything that can be authenticated from outside of the local area network. With no definition of what a local area network is, what that actually means, and what authenticated means, which is, really another crazy broad interpretation. So that was why I was asking you, is like, I think in a weird way, it would be helpful if we had a better definition, right?
Yeah. In SB 27, I think it says directly or indirectly.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, whatever other in between.
Yeah. And is Bluetooth a local area network? It's yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I think but technically it's a PAN, right? If you look at the definition, it's a PAN, not a LAN. So it is really an interest. That's why I asked it as a question, and I meant it somewhat tongue in cheek, but I also mean it in a serious way, is because you do have the people that are saying, like, do I need to test this device? And it's like, and I don't know. I'm like, look, you got to consult legal counsel. I am not sure what the definition anymore. I thought I knew a little bit ago,